Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, October 9th, 2020. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Way back when, there used to be a soap opera called As the World Turns, and today I've got a story for you. This is As the School District Turns. Yes, this is the latest on the Anne Arundel County Back to School plan, which was modified again the night before last. Now, ECI pre-K through second grade, pretty much half of the elementary schools, will begin hybrid classes on Monday, November 16th, and they are going to attend either Monday and Tuesday or Thursday and Friday, with Wednesday being a virtual day for everybody. That's the day that the schools are going to be cleaned. Now, on Monday, November 30th, students in grades 3 through 5 will return into the same type of a configuration, going to school on either Monday and Tuesday or Thursday and Friday, with the virtual Wednesday while the schools are being cleaned. Families will have the option to opt out of this, either for the semester or for the full year. And if all goes well, they're planning on bringing middle and high school students in mid-December. Now, I do assume that would be on the same type of schedule as the elementary schools as well. Now, under this plan, which was approved by the Board of Education, teachers are going to return to their classrooms and begin teaching virtually on Monday, November 2nd. So they will be back in the classroom teaching as opposed to teaching from home. As we know, many teachers are not overly comfortable about doing this. The school district does say that more information is going to be posted on the website, aacps.org, a little bit later on today. And in other school news, Governor Larry Hogan and Naval Academy Superintendent Vice Admiral Sean Buck have announced that the Brigade of Midshipmen is going to be able to attend the Navy Temple football game on Saturday. Now, the attendance at the game will be limited to the Brigade of Midshipmen. There will be no fans, no families, or guests. And they've got a pretty strict protocol going on. The midshipmen are going to sit socially distanced by company. There will be a, quote, bubble-to-bubble movement of the brigade to and from the stadium. And I'm not sure what the heck that means. I'm not sure if that means there's going to be a march on or not. There will be symptom and temperature screening of all midshipmen. They will be required to wear masks. And concessions will be limited to bottled water in cashless transactions. Parking lots are going to be closed. There will be no pregame or postgame tailgating. And this game kicks off at 6 p.m. You can catch it on CBS Sports, or you can catch it right here on Eye on Annapolis. We are going to be up there in the booth, and we will bring it to you live on Twitter, Facebook, and probably a couple updates right here. And as we wrap up a slow news day, Southwest Airlines, which is the biggest carrier out of BWI Marshall Airport, is going to begin its first nonstop service from BWI to Miami starting November 15th. So just when it starts to get cold, you've got an option to get to Miami in a couple hours. They're going to have 4 daily nonstops between Baltimore and Miami. So if you are brave enough to get on a flight, have at it. Southwest and Spirit, which is BWI's second busiest carrier, which is surprising and frightening at the same time, have both resumed most of their flights out of BWI. Looking at some of the numbers out of BWI, in July, they ranked as the 11th busiest U.S. domestic airport, which is way ahead of where they usually sit. But their July passenger count was the 927,000 passengers, and that's down 64% from July of last year. So if you're looking for a winter getaway, if you're willing to get on a plane, there's your choice. All right, that does wrap it up for the news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day for updates to these stories and more. If you are someplace you can leave us a rating or a review, please do that. And make sure you let your friends, family, and colleagues all know how to get a hold of the Daily News Brief and deliver it right to their phone. It is Friday, so we do have a list of things you may want to check out doing this weekend. And of course, as we have every single day of the week, we have George Young standing by with your local DCMDVA weather forecast. All of that's coming up in 1 minute. right after this quick message from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMD VA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMD VA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMD VA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, October 9th. Yesterday brought yet another sunny, nice October day to the Annapolis region, though it was a bit chilly at times with some breezy winds in the area. But today will be a better version with sunny highs near 70 and light winds around 10 miles per hour throughout the entire day. From there, it'll be a mix of sun and clouds on Saturday with highs in the mid to upper 70s, before clouds then move in late and rain chances go way up Sunday with highs again near 70 degrees. And those rain chances will then stick around through Monday, possibly lasting into early Tuesday morning as the remnants of Hurricane Delta move by, most likely with the center of that storm passing to the west of the D.C. and Baltimore area, but close enough to deliver much cloudiness and rainfall before sunshine returns next Tuesday throughout the rest of the week, with highs generally in the low to mid 70s. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMD VA Weather. Make it a great weekend out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DCMD VA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores, and also follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and use our website each day at dcmdvaweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Annapolis may be Maryland's state capital, but it's also the sailing capital of the world. And whether you call Naptown home or are just planning a visit, a cruise on the Annapolis Maritime Museum's newly restored skipjack, the Wilma Lee, is a perfect opportunity to sit back, relax, and let the wind carry you across the water. Whether you're looking for front row seats to the Wednesday night sailing races, a guided sailing heritage tour, or an evening cruise to enjoy the extraordinary sunsets over the Chesapeake, a cruise aboard the historic Wilma Lee is the perfect way to connect the bay through both cultural and ecological lenses. The Annapolis Maritime Museum is making sure all safety protocols are undertaken, including social distancing and requiring masks while boarding. And the boat is open air, allowing plenty of space to socially distance. Tickets are available at maritime.org. Private cruises are also available. Visit maritime.org for more information.
There's always something going on over the weekend in the area, and we're here to narrow it down with our top picks for this weekend. Oh, and be sure you're signed up for the Eye on Annapolis weekly events newsletter. It's free and comes to you every Friday at 12:30 p.m. There's a sign-up link at the top of every page at eyeonannapolis.net.
It is the weekend. We have a list of things you may want to consider, and this jives really well with George's forecast because most of it is happening tonight and tomorrow. Tonight, 6:30 at Maryland Hall. You want to get there with your chairs and blankets because there is going to be an outdoor film presented by the Annapolis Film Festival. It's called Jimmy Carter, Rock and Roll President. It is a snippet of a biography about Carter's love of music and his close friendship with, and this is really strange to me, but Willie Nelson, the Allman Brothers, Bob Dylan, and more. Tickets are $15. You can get them in advance, and I do recommend you do that in advance at AnnapolisFilmFestival.com. There may be a few available at the door. I'm not absolutely sure. You should arrive by 6:30. The movie does start at 7 p.m. Bring blankets. Beer and wine will be sold at Maryland Hall. And this really makes me excited. On Saturday in downtown Annapolis, they are going to have a giant outdoor sidewalk sale. Saturday, October 10th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., downtown Annapolis merchants on Main Street, Maryland Avenue, West Street, Market Space will all be putting out a lot of their wares out on the sidewalk for you to shop outdoors. Not to be outdone, the city is opening the garages for free, and according to Eric Evans, who is the Downtown Annapolis Partnership Executive Director, the goal is to provide a safe outdoor shopping event that supports shopping local. For those that are looking at the calendar, you will realize that typically this weekend it is filled with boat shoppers. So we need to get out and support our local businesses because we want to make sure that they're still here when this whole COVID thing is over and done. There are going to be 90 stores participating. There will be plenty of other outdoor activities that aren't shop-related. There are 3 giant pumpkin displays at Market House, St. Anne's Church, and in front of Lemongrass on West Street. You can stop by Gallery 57 and check out the pumpkin art exhibit, which does benefit the Lighthouse Shelter. There will be pickleball tournaments. You will be able to play ping pong on West Street and City Dock. Mission Escape Rooms has their Spooktober escape rooms going on there, and they have live music scheduled during lunch and dinner at Market Space and West Street. So this is all going on Saturday. It'll be a busy day downtown. I did mention pickleball. Annapolis is going to be celebrating, and I didn't know this was a day, but International Pickleball Federation's World Pickleball Day, and they're going to be hosting the Mayor's Cup Pickleball Tournament. So if you want to see what pickleball is all about, and it is a favorite of Mayor Gavin Buckley, there will be a tournament set up at 9 a.m. It'll go until 1 p.m. You can catch them down at City Dock, the top deck of the Hillman parking garage, or in the recovery zone right there on West Street. There will be a demonstration match at 3 p.m. as well. I also mentioned Spooktober at Mission Escape Rooms. They've launched 2 new rooms, one at their Arundel Mills location called Camp Crystal Lake, which is kind of a spooky escape from the lake before the axe murderer gets you. And the one here on West Street is called the Mad Dentist, who was in a psych ward and is doing some experimental dosing of his patients. So kind of exciting. You want to get your tickets in advance there. You can get them at missionescaperooms.com. And that is ongoing until November 1st. And finally, if kicking back on a comfortable little couch seems more your speed, I highly recommend this latest activity. The Anne Arundel Medical Center is going to bring its Bloodmobile to Sheehy Lexus of Annapolis on Ferguson Road right there on the Broadneck Peninsula. Donate blood. The world needs it. You'll feel better. And especially with the pandemic we're living in, there is a shortage all over the place. It is from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and of course, they will have the proper safety protocols to make sure that everybody is safe. Personally, I love the Anne Arundel Medical Center Bloodmobile as opposed to the Red Cross because that blood stays right here in our own community. So there you go. As always, have fun, stay safe, enjoy your weekend, and we'll be back here on Monday.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.